The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago, and iNetworks Communication Station.
It's time to introduce you to Tyme, T-Y-M-E, the guy who is unique and multi-talented and confident. The mission, to satisfy clients and give them the best service possible. Tyme is a person who gives 100% and is always laser focused. It's from motivational speaking, acting, modeling clothes, fitness coach, a live radio show talking about living a healthy lifestyle for life. Tyme is also an author, and not to mention an ordained deacon. Tyme is also a businessman that sells furs, minks, and leather coats. Tyme is a role model for the world. His biggest talent? Giving. Giving is an art. And Tyme is a charity called Cheerful Giver. God loves a cheerful giver, which by now you have figured out that Tyme is very creative and loves working with his toolbox, aka his mind. If you need Tyme's services, contact 773-458-5084 or email thebody1@yahoo.com. Tyme. It's time. In just 5 years, WVTC Radio has gone from a small laptop and microphone to a two-city powerhouse of praise that is now a Stellar Award-nominated outlet for Internet Radio Station of the Year. It would be easy to sing our own song about how far we've come, but we'll let the over 40 pastors, evangelists, and churches that have come aboard in the past 6 months do that for us. Maybe it's time for your ministry to join the flock and expand your reach to the masses. Secure your spot now on the WVTC Radio Network by calling Reverend Franklin Morris at 708-612-1362. That's 708-612-1362. Or visit us online at WVTCradio.com. WVTC Radio, where we're winning victory through Christ.
Welcome to Living a Healthy Lifestyle for Life. I am your host, Tyme, aka the Stomach Doctor, where we eat to live and not live to eat. And that is so important in this day of time. Mad shouts again to WVTC for the extraordinary job that they continue to do on an everyday basis. You all, I want to talk about a few things. First, I want to talk about how you've been living healthy, how you've been trying. Have you changed your direction? How you been doing something different? How you been thinking for yourself? All these is very important tools that you need in this day of time to move forward in life and not be left on the sideline or in the stands or in the locker room. You want to be a winner. People only talk about winners. I talk about that all the time. If you ain't disciplined, you ain't a winner. If you ain't disciplined, people ain't talking about you. They're not talking about you in a positive way. But if you disciplined and on top of your game, people talks about you. People talks about you all. We'll talk about you all the time. People talks about me all the time. When you disciplined and prepared, opportunities will find you. Most people never get the right opportunity because they never be prepared. And excuse me. And just look back on your life. How a lot of opportunities ever came to you, profitable opportunities, not headache opportunities. You know, it may be one of the reasons because you ain't disciplined. You have to be disciplined in order for opportunities to come to you. And that is how the law of attraction works. You know, we'll always say, people's always watching you, is always capable of blessing you. Always. You know, you got to have good communication skills. You got to have good character. Your word has to be good. You must be consistent. See, all that go with discipline. If you lacking all those traits, you're not disciplined. If you living an undisciplined life, you are living an insane life. You know, weak mind, weak life. Strong mind, strong life. Strong mind is a disciplined person. Know what they want, they have patience, and they go after it. You know, discipline is nothing but doing small things right every day and being consistent. You know, I always talk to people, and first thing I tell them, you gotta be consistent. You know, they'll tell me what they, what they doing and what they want and what they vision. And before I say anything, first thing I say, you gotta stay consistent. Because if you ain't staying consistent, it's not gonna work. If you ain't staying consistent, you're not giving yourself a chance. Consistency, you know, determination, resilience, no matter what, hell or hot water, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna exercise today. I don't care. I don't care if it's 7:30. I don't care if I work 11 hours. That's when you be resilient. That's when you know you own something. I do not care. I am tired, but I'm still exercising. A lot of times when I get up in the morning, 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:30, I'm like, I don't feel like it. But it ain't what I feel like. It's what I made a commitment to do. You know, it ain't about your feelings. That's why a lot of people in the position they're in now, unhealthy, bad decisions, debt, letting other people think for them. Because you don't feel like it. Hey, you have to see most people body if they mind. You must train your mind to make your body do what it wants it to do. Most people I don't feel like it. That's their body talking. You know. You must use your discipline to break the spirit of your body so your mind will be back in control. We have to be like opportunities. We have to be like, hey, when we first came in this world, we knew nothing but opportunities. And we have to have that same concept. Not no better 9 to 5. You gotta have purpose. You gotta have goals to reach for. That makes living worthwhile. That's why most people is programs. They do the same thing every day. They never switch up. They run the same patterns. They so predictable. Most people is predictable. That's you're not a animal. An animal is predictable. That's how people catch animals and hunt them down because they predictable. They pass by the same place. They run the same pattern. No, we way bigger than animals. You're supposed to be unpredictable. Let people figure you out. Don't let people just say, oh, this is so. They're going to do this every day. Friday, I bet they'll be right here at this time. Tomorrow, they'll be right here at this time. No, let people try to figure you out. You want to be a mystery. I'm a mystery. People never really know what I'm going to do until I do it. I don't broadcast it. I just does it. I'm a doer. When you find people always talking a lot, like yesterday, I was around a couple of people, and they got good ideas, and I'm a work with them, but they did too much talking. That got me skeptical. This and that, and too much talking. People don't fail to realize your communication is not talking. It's your body language. It's your face expression. It's your hands. It's your eyes. That's the conversation. You must learn the conversation, not words. Words scare me off. It's just a bunch of words. Because I'm so much of an action person. I do very little talking. The most talking I do is when I be on my show. Or when I'm giving a talk. And I try to keep that not too long, because people attention span is very short. When I get talks, even on here, I try to go right at it. Most people probably don't finish listening to this for 30 minutes, and they want you to go. Some people want you to go an hour, and that's too much talking. People lose their focus. They'll start thinking about other things. So you have to really, number one, you got to grab their attention. So you have to be interested. what you talk about has to be interesting. Most of the time, you gotta talk about what people basically need to hear and what people don't know. It's very boring. I talk to people, they talk about things I already know. Tell me something I don't know, make me interested. I look at YouTube a lot. I barely really look at TV, if any. And and I listen to a lot of different people because I have to learn. They know, most of them know a lot of stuff I don't know. So if it's amazing, I had a remote control in my hand. So when I turn it on to them, and like the first 2 minutes, if it's ain't, I turn. But if it's interested, I don't know about it, I drop the remote control. That means they have my full attention. So that's why when I come on, I try to talk about things you may not know or things you may need to do. And basically it's living healthy. But most people don't do it. you know, Exercise, most people don't do it. Reading, most people don't do it. A lot of people don't do that. And sleeping habits, all that stuff. And be a finisher. Think for yourself. You know, one thing I try to get people to do is think on another level. Just don't think the original stuff. Just examine sometimes what you've been taught. Take time to research. Like a gentleman came to me yesterday. He was talking to me about a certain deal that I can do this and this and that, and he's making it sound too good. I mean, too good. So he gave me some information. I'm going to research it. You know, Most likely I may not do it because it sounds too good. I mean, too good. So whenever something sounds too good, it has to be a catch in it. Because for something to be too good, you most likely have to make it yourself. Put your own hard work in it. You know, so it can be too good that you invented. You know, so I just want to continue to encourage you all to eat healthy, live healthy, sleep, read. I I have mastered those 4 things, and it just keep my life going up. It just does. Because when you're reading, once you continue to know new information and new knowledge, your thinking change, your reality change. See, you have to really become a different person to get to that real big level. I talk all the time about people where you at now in your thinking. You ain't going no farther. This is where you at. It's a plateau. Please believe me. But in order to break through that plateau, you have to learn new information. You have to take risk. Then once you start doing that, what happens is you start getting around different people. And opportunities start just to come to you. Good opportunities, great opportunities. Remember, like the guy came to me yesterday, he had a good opportunity. Remember, I don't like good opportunity. They headaches and they usually don't work. But once you get the new reality, you know, different things just start coming to you. Um, it'll blow your mind. You have to try it, and that takes discipline, and it takes a process, and it takes some time. But like I always say, you can't change the situation overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. Today, you can say, "Hey, I'm gonna start going this way," which is eating healthy, exercising, reading, and sleeping better. Because see, did you know like 60% of the kids don't get enough sleep? 40% of the adults don't get enough sleep. Sleep, it alters your mood, it alters your thinking, it alters your body temperature. It's so many benefits. It makes you look useful. I mean, it's just a lifetime of benefits. But back to the reality piece, it will never change. You'll always stay with the same mindset if you don't start putting new information in your mind, if you don't start getting around people that's smarter than you, that can teach you. Not teach you, can teach you by the example. I'm around a mentor now. He's a millionaire. So I'm like, okay, I'm finna be a millionaire. I got the potential. I got the merchandise to put me on the right track from hanging around him. And in that, it ain't so much of his talking. It's more his the way he carry himself, and then the way he talked too. Extremely smart and educated, you know. But it's more of his action, you know. And I just love it. And I just watch it. I just eats it up, and he have no idea, that I be doing all this. But it started changing my reality, because what I'm doing now, I have a store full of furs and leathers and minks and all type of coats, and I have to be successful in something that large, like over $1 million worth of coats. So in order to be successful, I, I have to I had to quickly and continue to change my reality. Cause see, the reality I had, it wasn't nothing like that. I was still thinking big, but this opportunity that came to me forced me to get more on my game. And that's what I'm trying to talk about with you all. You got to get around these people. You got to get around situations like that. Even if that what came to me don't come to you, at least you around it. You get a taste of it. Then you want to go forward. You won't be afraid. Most people, if opportunities come to them like that, they won't know how to handle that because they never been trained. See, this was years of training myself, disciplining myself. They won't know how to handle that. You know, um, I'm learning. This is a whole different ball game I'm in. A whole different mindset. To get the ball game, it's a whole different mindset. This is a lot of money, and this is only the beginning. So that's all I've been trying to get you all to. Change your mindset. Get around situations that can take you higher. Stop being around the small people, because you're going to continue to have small ideas. And you can start small. You can start somewhere. I always started small. But you got to always start small and keep your eye up. Where you going? That's going to take consistency. I know a young lady yesterday. I know I call her my little sister. She started selling dinners. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's cool. I bought one. I'm like, I've only been doing this. She's like, it's my second week. I said, listen, what I tell everybody, you must stay consistent. It will grow. I do not care. Stay consistent. I don't care. Next week you sell 3. The other week you sell 1. And the other week you don't sell none. Every Friday you open, it will grow. That tell people all the time. All it takes is consistency. Well, by training clients, I had a new client yesterday, real nice guy, and I was training him. And I'm like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna start off at 2 days a week, and then we're just gonna build our way up. But see, the key is consistency. That's the key with everything, and that's one of the keys that we don't have. We lack consistency. We'll do something for 1 time, 2 times, 3, 4, 5. No, you don't show up. You don't do none of that. You must stay consistent. It will work whatever you're doing. Uh, a project after work, you can start a project, whatever. One of your passions, your purpose. You tell yourself, hey, this time next year, I'm gonna be out of this job. This time next year, they ain't finna make millions off me. I'm gonna start making my own money. I'm gonna be my own boss. Or this time 2 years from now. Time go by so fast. Or this time 18 months. I'm gonna be doing this and work toward it and just be consistent. It don't have to be every day. But whatever you say, I'm gonna work on this 3 days a week. You make sure hell and hot water is 3 days a week. It will grow. It will grow. That is a true fact. I never forget something my mother told me years ago. She like, if I save, you save a little money and keep putting a little bit in there, it'll grow. I'm like, I start off with $10 and 10 and 10. I look, I'm like, this is really a true fact. It will grow. You know why? Because I was consistent. I don't care. And when it comes to saving money, people need to get a different account, a different bank, or a different jar, and you just put money in it. And don't mess with it. Just put money in it. You have to learn how to save some type of way. Some people know how to save, period. But if you one of those, you can start just like that. Small. Just don't mess with it. Put enough in there that you ain't got to go and mess with it. It will grow. And listen, the more money you save, the more of your perception about money will get better. I always tell people when number one thing where people break up and marriages end is money. It's not the other stuff. It's money. And it really it really don't be about the money. It's about what I call a blueprint. The a blueprint is like me and you see money one way, I see money another way. I like saving, you like spending. It ain't gonna work. Our blueprint is different. So it don't be the money. It be how you perceive the money to be. That's why I really never liked partners when I was in business. I had one partner with my son. He passed now, but I handled the money. I had another partner in the business, but I had to handle the money because when you're in business, two people, three people handling the money, that ain't gonna work because all three people has a different blueprint. One may want to save, one want to spend, one may have a gambling addiction. So I always been leery about going in business with people. And the time I did went in business, I had to control the money because I know my blueprint, and it's moving forward. It wasn't stealing. It wasn't going. It wasn't going in it. I'm pretty knowledgeable of money. I had my own account. I was about building the business. So yeah, most of the time when people have arguments over money, it don't be about the money. It's about how you perceive the money to be. It's which is your blueprint. You know, and that's the only one reason why people divorce and break up, because one person trying to save and trying to grow, and the other person doing the opposite. And then what happens is when the person doing the saving and trying to move forward, and he found out where the money at, and the other person ain't got no money, ain't got nothing to show for, and it be's a mess, and you end up leaving. I know I leave because it won't get better. And it's always, and it's another thing is how you perceive money and how you grew up around money. Me personally, I've been making money all my life, so I have a whole entirely different view of it. Lost it, made it back, lost it, made it back. Bad business deals. So and some people ain't 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 never grew up making money. you know they see it as, hey, it's just money, I spend it, I make it back. A business person have a different blueprint of a 9 to 5 person. Yeah. Really, most business people, see, a business person, they don't get no check. A business person really ain't nothing but a hustler. So if you ain't on top of your business, you don't get no money. You don't get no paycheck. A 9 to 5, they have a different mentality. Oh, I'm gonna get more money in 2 weeks or next week, however it is, because I don't know how that system works. Because I only worked like 14 months in my whole life, on a study job, not like 25, 26. So most of the time, even when I sold drugs, I made money, and then since the last 27 years I've been running businesses, I made money. So I never basically had I guess a check, or a check hit my account, however that go. I don't know how that really go. So I had to always be on top of my game, or I don't eat. or I don't live good. I don't drive good. I don't help other people. I don't lend money. I can't be a giver. I can't be a giver. I don't have no money. So I gotta have money because I gotta give. Giving is just like my second breathing. I got to give. It's just like I'm on this show giving out free, helpful information to people, and I charge for this, but I'm giving. I'm giving because I want to see people live healthy. I want to see people prosper. It's not a. I can imagine it's not a good feeling to live long and yet do very little. So people live long. I know a lot of people have lived long and have done really very little. My father 90, and to my knowledge, he done very little. I mean, he's done things, but to my knowledge, it's very little. So he's a perfect example. If you're gonna live long, you're gonna be productive. So in order to be productive, you have to be healthy. That's why I always say that's the foundation. Being healthy is the foundation. Without being healthy, you only a shell of yourself. You ain't the best of yourself. You think you is, but just imagine if you get healthy, how much better you will be. So all these things I try to get people to do, and at any age. I'm in great shape. I'll be 62 in 3-4 months. And I'm getting better. The older I get, the better I get because I take care of myself. I'm not working myself to death. I never did work hard. I always worked with my toolbox. I never, I had certain businesses I had to work. I had help. But for us, like people be on job 15, 20, 30 years, and then when they retire, they just be a shell of themselves. If the job don't beat them down. No, I decided long, long, long ago that I won't be on no job and it's gonna beat me down. So I just rolled the dice. People say you don't get no Social Security. Well, the Social Security you get ain't gonna be worth all the time. They're gonna beat your body down, and you're gonna be in such a bad shape you ain't gonna be able to enjoy it. So I rolled the dice that hey, I'm gonna be healthy and I'm gonna continue to move forward. I'm not worrying about no Social Security. I'm not worrying about no pension. I said like 20 years ago, ain't gonna be no Social Security by the time I get eligible. It's gonna be called something else because they don't spend all the money. I mean, people, that there was some companies. Remember Brock Candy years ago? People got ready to retire. The company didn't have no pension for them, and it was nothing done. It's other companies like that. Worked all those years and they act like, excuse me, and they act like they saving your pension and investing and stuff. And then when it's time to retire, they closed up and the people 30 years, 25, 35 years, they ain't have a pension. Now, but I think the last 20, 25 years, I've been doing some research on it. They do the 401k. That's another scam. Because listen, the 401k, it's like before, just how it go. They say they match it, whatever. But before, let's say you put in $100 a month in your 401k. Now, before it go into your account, it get taken out your check, out your net. So they taxing you off the 100 before you put it in. And then when you get ready to pull it out, they taxing you again. And all the hidden fees. So all of you all that have 401k, I strongly advise you to go to the job, ask them to explain it to you, send you some brochures, some material on that. Get educated about that. See, what we do, we never examine that. People just tell us something, a company tell us something, and you just go right with it. You gotta examine this stuff. You can't just let people keep on giving you Kool-Aid to drink. That's how we do. We go get cars, or we go get in debt. We don't, or buy a house. You don't even read all that stuff. Then when stuff starts going south years later, and they be like, did you read it? No. So we have to be more acute We have to be more knowledgeable. And that comes from reading and being aware and being conscious of what's going on. Being aware. Don't let people just tell you anything. I was talking to two people yesterday, and they want to market my business, right? And I just talked to them, and I'm like, I'm just listening to them. You know, half the stuff didn't even make sense to me. And one is doing too much talking. That's number one. You know, stop being impatient. Impatient is one of the worst things you can do. You know, we always trying to just get something done. Have some patience. Man, y'all, time just go by. I just love talking to you all. I hope y'all got something out of this. And remember, the foundation starts with living healthy. You know, think for yourself. Do some reading. Do some researching. Have some patience. You know, get some discipline. You know, because this is a whole different life. If you don't get all those things I just named, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be on the side of the road, in the stands. It's a lot of people going to be on the side of the road, in the stands. This is a whole new world. You got to be educated. You got to be healthy. See, you're only powerful when you're different. If you ain't different, you're not powerful. If you doing what everybody else is doing, you're not powerful. Only when you different is when you powerful. Only when you disciplined. If you ain't different, if you ain't doing something on your own terms, or you doing what everybody else doing, or if you ain't got no discipline, and you ain't healthy, and you ain't living healthy, I hate to be the carrier of bad news. You are not powerful. I'm telling you, you just an average Joe thinking you powerful. Because see, when you powerful, you have proof. It shows. I'm powerful. It shows. People let you know. You ain't gotta let yourself know, because people can see it. People can see. People can sense that you are ready. People know that I'm ready. People know I'm talking about my game. That's why I'm attracting opportunities to me. Opportunities ain't gonna come to me. They ain't on top of my game. It don't go like that. You can't trick the opportunity. Opportunities know when you're on your game. That's why they come to you. That's how the $1 million worth of coats came to me. And you know, before I go, I need you all. I'm selling my coats wholesale. Everybody wants a fur. Time can make that happen. When you put some fur coat on, or a meat coat on, or a expensive coat, it brings the best out you. You get a different walk, you get a different talk, a different attitude. It just does something to you. When I put my coats on, it just give me extra superpower. I can make that happen. I sell wholesale. Don't go buy one of them coats retail. They're going to give you the Kool-Aid. You're going to pay an extra $1,500, $1,800, $2,000 for the same coat you can come get from me for cheaper than that. Don't go buy no retail, expensive coat. Come to me. Give me a call. I take appointments only. I'm going to have some video in the weeks coming. You know, you can do layaway for 30 days. Don't go buy no expensive coat retail. Pass that word along. Don't let nobody waste their money. They can buy the same coat from me wholesale. Nice coats. Hey, I gotta go. You gotta stay focused. Hope to hear from you all. Shoot me a text. Shoot me an email. Let me know that what I'm doing is working. I see y'all next week. Remember, God markets the kingdom through you. Stay focused. Focus is our best friend. When we are focused, we are fire. See y'all on Tuesday.
It's time to introduce you to Tyme, Tyme, the guy who was unique and multi-talented and confident. The mission, to satisfy clients and give them the best service possible. Tyme is a person who gives 100% and is always laser focused. It's from motivational speaking, acting, modeling clothes, fitness coach, a live radio show talking about living a healthy lifestyle for life. Tyme is also an author, and not to mention an ordained deacon. Tyme is also a businessman that sells furs, minks, and leather coats. Tyme is a role model for the world. His biggest talent? giving. Giving is an art, and Tyme is a charity called Cheerful Giver. God loves a cheerful giver, which by now you have figured out that Tyme is very creative and loves working with his toolbox, aka his mind. If you need Tyme's services, contact 773-458-5084 or email thebody1 at yahoo.com. TYME. It's time.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ. WVTC Allsip Chicago.